Hello there everyone, KJ here, and today I'm going to be playing some Tropico 1, very old game, still very fun in my honest opinion. I won't be playing a scenario because I hate the scenarios, they are just awful. And I mean that by I can't beat them, so that's that. So we're gonna set this up, a lot of minerals, no vegetation. So we can focus on mining, I guess. I don't know, I don't care. Let's just, so I'm going to be playing this until, I give up pretty much because I never really lose. It's very easy to not really lose in Tropico 1, but you can get to points where it becomes very, very difficult to continue on, and at that point then I will stop. I have no idea how long it's going to be, but I do want to talk a little bit about my channel and where I'm going to be going in the future. So we're going to do open-ended. That's pretty much means, if you've never played Tropico, open-ended is pretty much sandbox 100%. There's like no goals, there's no end to it, unless you quit or you actually lose. So political stability, that can stay there, economy can stay there, random events, I want to toss those up a bit, I don't know where, sometimes, because the only way I ever lose is usually random events, and they can be extremely frustrating. I'll go over that in a little bit. So we have nothing else here. No special circumstances. Free elections mean that you have to hold elections and you can't cheat in the elections, you know, get like, you know, like fraud. You can't do anything like that, and you have to hold elections. You can't skip out on them. And then immigrants out means that you don't get any immigrants. You rely entirely on the population that you have, and them actually like having children and them growing up. It's very very difficult because you can't really expand that much without the workforce to do it, and the immigrants come every once in a while and they give you the population to allow you to expand pretty fast. And then obviously rebels, and then a faraway place is you're just far away from the United States, so you're not going to really get a lot of tourism, so you can't really have a tourist economy, which I never really focus on tourism. And we'll just begin. I don't really care about editing my dossier. So I do want to talk about my channel here, and I have no idea how long this video is, several parts. So we'll just pause this real quick. I always pause it right in the beginning, and the first thing I do is build a road system. So let's take a look at what we got. So you start with a couple farms. You start with pretty much the basic things. You got a construction office here, a teamster's office, your dock, your palace, and then 3 farms. They are corn farms, which provide food for your people, and you can also sell the excess. So we start off with a road. I always start off with the road. The roads are kind of expensive, to be honest, and you don't really need them, but I'd like them. So I do want to talk about my channel. Alright, so right now I don't really upload very often, and as you may or may not know, it's very frustrating when it just doesn't register that I did something. Alright, so I plan to upload much more recently, or much more frequently, and I am getting a new computer. Because of UPS being UPS, it got delayed in, is there a road there? Can't tell. Yes, I think so. I see a little yellow. It got delayed for 24 hours in Kansas, I think, and then got delayed for over 24 hours in Syracuse, New York. So it is supposed to take 2 to 5 business days, and tomorrow will be the 5th business day, and it better be here, because otherwise I'm going to have some unfriendly words with UPS. And so it will be here, and I will definitely be posting my specs in my about section. I will post my computer specs for anybody who cares. So go check that out. I'll probably either do it after these videos get uploaded or while they're being uploaded. or I might just wait till I actually get it so that people who don't watch this don't think that that's my computer that I've been using. But I'll definitely be posting my specs at some point in time, just for anybody who cares. So now I've done all my roads. They're not built yet, but I don't care. They don't have to be. I must also say, I love the Tropico soundtrack. It is just, like, normally when I play games like SimCity, I don't really like the music that comes with it. But I love Tropico soundtrack. I listen to it all the time when I'm actually playing the game. And with SimCity or games like that, where I don't really like the music that much, I either listen to my own or I don't listen to any music at all. So what we're going to do next is we're going to build some farms. We got no trees. Logging is a ton of money. You get a ton of money for logging. So let's check out our minerals. Alright. Actually, we can't build a mine yet, so we gotta focus on agriculture. Coffee? We could build a coffee farm right here. Build a road to it. Bam. We could probably build another farm, but I think I'm gonna just hold on to the money that I have right now, and we'll fast forward. And while they're building, got pretty much nothing to do. So I'm going to talk about what I'm actually going to be doing with my channel. So I'm trying to change my channel a little bit. With my new computer coming, I'll be able to play more games, and better quality videos, hopefully. I'm also getting a new mic, but that's not going to be here till like the end of January, because I bought it online. I think it's coming from China, so it's not going to be here till like the end of January, maybe early February. So I am getting a new mic that will be here sometime in the next couple weeks, but until then I'll be stuck with what I got right now. And so I do plan to upload every single day, Monday through Sunday. I do plan at least one video a day, with me actually not striving for one. I'm not like sitting here and saying that I'm going to be uploading just one video. That's what I'm striving for. I'm striving for like 2 or 3 videos a day, but there's going to be at least one. I might not always get 2 or 3 out a day, but I am going to be striving for at the very least one video every single day, Monday through Friday. Or not through Friday, Monday through Sunday, which what the videos will actually be will vary. I will be doing more Tropico. I will be doing Tropico 3 and 4, which I haven't actually played 4, but I did just buy it like now, and I will be, obviously it's through Steam, so I'll have no problem just downloading it on my new computer. And I had Tropico 3, but I can't really record Tropico 3 with this current computer, but I will be uploading Tropico 3 possibly, as well as Tropico 4, and maybe even still Tropico 1s if people like it. Tropico 1 right now, you can get Tropico 1 and Tropico 2 for like $10. Tropico 2 is a pirate Tropico. It's not really that bad, but it's kind of like weird mechanics. It's not that bad. It's a pretty good game. Let's pause this real quick before I lose my money. Oh god, I wasn't paying attention. So my money will gradually go down if I don't do stuff with it. So I have enough money to build a mine, which will be iron. It'll be an iron mine, which will plop down right. Let's get rid of this. I want to see where my road is. My road's over here. So we'll plop it down right there. You don't want to plop it right here on this green bit, because that's actually where the minerals are. You want to put it next to it, because that's where the minerals are. So you don't want to actually put the building on top of the minerals, because you got to mine them. We can't afford that. So roads are like, one of these squares is like $100, which isn't a lot in the later stages usually, but in the early stages it's actually pretty expensive to build roads, but I don't care. So so about the natural disasters, and well, the random events aren't necessarily natural disasters. I I've had pretty good games going in 2 separate games and had them completely destroyed by natural disasters. Or, well, random events. One was a natural disaster, one wasn't really a natural disaster. I had a nice little city going, nice strong economy, and I got hit by a hurricane. Now, some of the tropical storms that you get hit by, they only destroy a couple buildings. I got wrecked. I got completely destroyed. I got sucker punched by a hurricane. Destroyed easily more than half of my buildings. And the reason you can tell it was pretty big is because when a natural disaster does occur in the game, they give you like support, like monetary support to help you rebuild. They usually give you a little bit more than you actually need to replace your buildings. But at the same time, if you lose like, buildings that your economy relies on, like production buildings, like my mines. If I have like several mines and all my mines or most of them get destroyed in a hurricane, until I get those rebuilt, I'm not going to be making any money from that. So if I rely very heavily on that, my economy does, I'm going to be losing money till I get them, rebuilt and back on track. They gave me $60,000. That is just to say I lost almost everything. There were some buildings that still stood, but I lost a power plant, and those things are kind of important. So lost power, lost all my farms. And it was right before an election, which I'd already done the thing to allow the election because I was going to win a landslide. Thing happens, the hurricane happens, destroys all my farms. I'm not making any food. My people are starving. They hate me. It's nothing I could do, and it kind of just screwed me over. It was kind of, very frustrating. And then the other one, I had almost 500 people. It was a nice little thriving area. I had almost 500 people. Then I got hit by an epidemic. A disease spread. I had an epidemic on my hands. I lost over 100 people. Or not over. I lost about 100 people. I went from like 400 something to 300 something. I lost about 100 people, which completely wrecked my economy. So I didn't actually lose, but I kind of just gave up. I was like, screw this, because I lost 100 people, and then I had built a ton of apartments. Now I had a bunch of apartments that weren't making any money at all because nobody was living in them. Because I had too many apartments, for one thing. Which housing is a big issue for me in Tropico, because I usually don't really do housing that well. But I ended up having too many houses because I lost 100 people and some kind of disease epidemic, which kind of just screwed me over, which is always fun. So what shall I do now? Well, I usually focus on the economy a lot in the beginning because it's very important, but there are other things that I should be focusing on as well. I think, well, we're gonna just slap you guys down. And I think after this, we'll start focusing on other things that I don't normally focus on. Alright. Connect you guys with roads. This will just, I believe all the roads really do. All the roads really do is just help your people move faster. They don't really need roads to go anywhere. Like they can go anywhere. They don't need to follow roads. But I think they move faster on roads. That's why roads are beneficial. Obviously, there's no cars in this game. It's all foot traffic. I know in Tropico 3, there are cars. And it's all like paved roads. These are just dirt roads. Everybody just walks. There's no such thing as cars. So I did make it, in both those games, I made it very far, which is kind of really frustrating that I made it really far and then got destroyed by random events. And so I made it into the 21st century, which is, okay. I made it like over 60 years in both of them. But, it happens. So, got coffee, right? Alright, so one thing that I don't understand is I do not understand how the industry works. So there's industrial buildings which take the raw resources from things such as mines, farms, um, fish, places, stuff, and makes them into finished products. So there's jewelry factory, a cannery, which cannery makes, takes, I think, coffee. I'm not sure if it takes sugar, but it takes coffee, it takes fruit, I believe corn as well, and fish, and it cans all those things and then sells the canned food products to other places. Jewelry factory takes, I think, gold only, I'm not sure. Like, there's 3 types of minerals. There's iron, gold, and bauxite. And I think it just takes gold, because I'm not really sure how many iron I don't really know jewelry, so I don't really know if there's a lot of iron jewelry. You got cigar factories, which take tobacco and turn them into cigars. Stop it. Then you got lumber mill, which takes logs and turns them into lumber stuff. You got a rum distillery, which I think takes corn. I know you can make alcohol with corn. I'm not sure if it takes anything, to be honest. Furniture factory takes the resources from your lumber mill and turns it into furniture. But from what I can tell, they cost a lot of money once you actually get them up and running. They do take a lot of money because they take these raw resources, so instead of selling the raw resources, the factories take them and then make a finished product that's worth more, but it takes longer to make, so you're not really selling it as fast, so you lose a lot of money, and then you get a lot of money really fast, but you lose a lot of money before you make the money. So it's kind of a double-edged sword, in my honest opinion. It's something that you really should save till your economy's really going, because otherwise you're going to lose a lot of money, but you're going to make it back eventually. There's also ranches. I believe they might work with the canneries as well, but I don't like them. I don't like them because the animals just kind of roam around. They're not like in a pen or anything. They just kind of roam around, and I don't really think that tourists enjoy that. So I don't think we're going to do any tourism. There's one thing that I did forget to check. Pub. So we got entertainment stuff. Some of this stuff requires electricity, but we are not in any real position to build a power plant. One thing we should be building soon is high school, because this will allow us to get high school educated people without actually importing them. Should build a diplomatic ministry soon. I don't think we need it right now. An immigration office isn't really necessary. That's kind of to keep people out, I think. I built it only once, like around one of the first times I played, just to see what it really did. You can regulate certain things about who can come in and who can't come in. And I think you can stop immigrants completely if you're like, if your population's growing so much that you can't really support them all. You can cut people off from coming in. So we do need a high school. I don't know where I'm going to put it. So I don't really know where I'm going to put it. The thing I don't like about this Tropico is that building things is kind of awkward. And you can't like build things right next to something. Like, you can't build apartments that kind of like touch each other, which you can in real life, but you can't in the game. So anyways, gotta find a place for this. I don't know where I want to put it. I can't rotate it. Some buildings can be rotated, like for instance a church. I can rotate it in any direction I want. And other buildings, take the high school for example, you can't rotate, so I can't make it go vertically instead of diagonally. It's got to be kind of wide instead of long. at least from this particular camera angle. Which means I'm going to have a harder time finding places to fit it in.